Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Duels. Apologies for the late upload of this video. I decided that I would grind some ranks for you guys because I know a few of you weren't too happy with the fact that we were still playing against lower ranked people, so I decided to take a day to grind, and then they released a server update as well, which meant that they'd fixed the server, so I had to wait for that to finish. And yeah, things got ahead essentially, so we're back now anyway with our final episode with our Anointed Procession deck. Do remember that next week is going to be a subscriber deck series, so if you do have a deck you want me to play next week, then be sure to send me either in the comments section below or via an email. Either one is fine with me. Anyway guys, we did make a few changes to the deck list. Let me see if I can remember them because I did them a few days ago. Yes, we added in 2 Vessel of Nascency, so for 1 green, we have an enchantment that says 1 and a green, sacrifice the Vessel of Nascency, reveal the top 4 cards of your library, you may put an artifact, creature, enchantment, land, or planeswalker from among them into your hand, put the rest into your graveyard. So essentially every single creature type we've got in our deck, or card type should I say. I ended up cutting 1 Benefaction of Ronas for that as well, and also we ended up going with Tragic Arrogance. The second card that we cut was another Elvish Visionary, just so we could get it in. I should note that this is essentially a Benefaction of Ronas, but in enchantment form, which does actually mean that Benefaction can hit it, so we can chain them together if that comes to it. It's also a decent turn 1 play as well if we don't have anything to do, which before we didn't have a turn 1 play, so we can find time for that. Yeah, I did swap out the Planar Outburst for Tragic Arrogance. One of you guys suggested that this would allow us to wipe the board more efficiently and allow us to keep our combo pieces together, and you're absolutely right, it's something I didn't actually consider. So Tragic Arrogance is 3 and 2 white for a sorcery speed. For each player, you choose from among them permanents that player controls, an artifact, a creature, an enchantment, and a planeswalker. Then each player sacrifices all other non-land permanents he or she controls. So you get to keep one of every card type for the most part, which actually means we get to keep our Anointed Procession, we get to keep one of our combo pieces, which if we have multiple From Beyonds on the battlefield at the time, we can actually sack to find the bits that we're going to lose. But our opponent loses all of their Planeswalkers, they lose their tutelages or things like that. If they've cast out some of our permanents, we get them to remove those and we get them back. So Tragic Arrogance actually wipes the board a little bit more efficiently, I think. So unless we're really struggling on life totals, I don't think this is going to impact the deck in a negative way at all, because of course if our opponent does get to keep a creature around and we don't have a creature, then they still get to deal combat damage to us, which could be a problem. But I think that's going to be less of a problem than we think it might be. Anyway guys, without further ado, let's go on to the matches, shall we? I'll see you there. Alright, we're in, and we have ourselves... it's alright, I suppose. We don't have any green mana, that's the only issue, but we are on the draw, so I think we can keep it. Our opponent leads off with the mana we wish we had, into an Oath of Nissa. Is this Super Friends? Blech. Let's see what they reveal. It may very well be. Yeah, just plains. Alright, fair enough. Yeah. Forgot they don't reveal all. Right, I think we're going to go for the Elvish Visionary first of all, because we need double green essentially to use the Vessel appropriately, and Visionary might actually draw us into the green source that we need, so I think it's just a better idea. And also Grapple, if we don't use the other Ether Hub, could also find us a green source. Opponent is green-white with Thalia's Lieutenant. If it weren't for the Oath of Nissa, I would have thought this would be humans, but I'm not entirely sure. We do get ourselves a Sun Petal Grove. It's going to come into play tapped, unfortunately, unless we play this Plains first, which is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the energy on the Ether Hub, unfortunately, so that we can stay on track. We draw an Eyeless Watcher. Did not want to find that, actually. This does not help me. Tranquil Expanse. And are you getting in for one? Nope. Didn't think so. Wait for another human to enter so it gets pumped. Oh, Anointed Procession. Yes! Alright, we just need ourselves a win con and we're good to go. So I guess... Ooh, how do we want to do this? We could grapple, but it's not the most mana efficient way. about it. That gets us maybe our Pious Evangel so that we actually gain infinite life off of this little 3-card combo. How much do I think we're going to have our Displacer get removed? I suppose if it does get removed, we use Grapple to get it back. So, yeah, it's the most mana efficient play. Let's get it down there. And we'll swing for one. Our opponent's not likely to block. And if they do, they probably use a combat trick, which is not getting used on us. So that's fine with me. If our opponent does attack into the Displacer though, there is no chance in hell we are blocking. Not a chance. He can't kill us, so the only thing he can do is potentially hurt our combo. There's nothing in it for us, to be honest. So we might actually combo out very quickly here. If our opponent has no interaction with us anyway. Ooh, blue mana. Blue mana. Okay. Let's make sure to get our important pieces down before he has counter magic open then, I suppose. So it's going to be Procession next turn. Ether Hub into Anointed Procession. Now if we get our Evangel, we just win, I think. Swinging with our Visionary again. If we get Evangel, we play our Eyeless Watcher. We get 4 back. We're going to need a white source or an extra land. And then I think we pretty much just go off. Cast out. On Anointed Procession would be my guess. Oh, Displacer. Fair enough. That works for me. Guessing for one. I'm guessing they have another answer to the Procession then, or they just don't care about anything we put on the board because they have a board wipe. Land. Backup Displacer. Alright. Let's swing in for one. So we can create infinite Scions next turn. So if they don't have a board wipe after we play the Displacer, we can win. If they do have a board wipe, we grapple back the Displacer. We still have an Eyeless Watcher in hand. We can do it again next turn. Just need to be able to resolve our Displacer as well. That is something that's potentially going to be an issue. Tranquil Expanse. Anything else? Anything at all? If we drew a Pious Evangel, could we cast it? 1, 2, 3 for the Displacer, which leaves 3, 4, 5. Angelic Destiny. Okay. There's a waste. It's an extra land. So, if we grappled, grapple, we have 7 mana left open. Not enough to go off, but it could find us what we need, which is just the Evangel. I suppose we could Displacer, just because if our opponent leaves us alone, we win. Let me get my Scions. Thank you. So many options. We could just crack, and do that alternatively. Leaving mana open to go infinite. So if we Vessel, we still get to go infinite. If we crack, we still get to go infinite. Yeah, so we'll do that. That might find us the Pious Evangel to gain infinite life, which will definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, win us the game. Pass the turn. See if our opponent can disrupt us. If they go to remove the Displacer, then we Flicker in response. If they wipe the board, then we do nothing. Collective effort. Destroy target enchantment. Right, well, we're going to have to go for it now. Crack that. Flicker that. One of you guys mentioned that if I pause like 7 times in a row, it stops me. So that's something to consider. Flicker. Do this until we have infinite amount of scions, enough to kill our opponent anyway. Actually, you know what? One more. Just one more to be on the safe side. But that's going to do it. Our opponent disconnected through the combo, so there is no one on the other end. We have lethal on board. They don't have the mana for a board wipe anymore. So that's going to be game. Our opponent suicides themselves into death. We go down to 14. We swing in for a lot more. Blessed Alliance doesn't save them here. And that's going to be game. Sweet. Was that turn 5 or turn 6? One of the others? I think turn 6 is the earliest we can go infinite. But yeah, there you go. On to the next game, guys. Alright, we're in. We have 2 lands and things to do with our 2 lands. Unfortunately, one of those is an Ether Hub, so we have to decide between the Vessel and the Visionary. It's probably going to be the Visionary, since we kind of need 2 green to even use the Vessel. So, I'm going to go with that. Ether Hub and pass. So apparently the servers still aren't perfect. Every single time I go to record, the game starts desyncing and the loading screens are just, oh my god. Yeah, it's starting to really annoy me now. If it didn't already, but gotta keep that good positive energy going. Elvish Visionary, draw a card, hopefully a green source, otherwise we are screwed. Land in general would be acceptable, and that is not a land. Also, every single time I go to play a game, I either get mana screwed, mana flooded, or the game desyncs. It's been the worst week, as far as Magic's concerned for me. The worst week since I started playing this game. Ever. Right. Green-white for opponent into their own Elvish Visionary. Draws a card. And passes. Land. 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 God damn it. Right, we're gonna have to hit a land drop, so let's cycle a cast out. Should I just concede now, or shall I concede later? I'm gonna pass the turn. Not gonna swing for 1. Might need this to block something bigger later down the line. Our opponent hits their land drops. Good for you, opponent. Good for you. And natural connection. If I don't hit a land drop next turn, I'm probably just going to scoop and go to the next game. I don't want to put you guys through mana screw. It's horrible, and it's not fun to watch, and it's not fun to play. Our opponent passes, so the Visionary held back is actually helping our life total a bit. Hey, Sunpetal Grove. Alright. We are doing things. Do we want to gain life, or do we want to find things? If I find... If I find 2 things off the benefaction, we discard to hand size, unfortunately. So, I guess Pious Evangel, gain a little bit of life. Seems good enough. Pass the turn. Right. What's our opponent got? They're at board wipe time, so don't want to commit too much to the board. We've got their own Benefaction of Ronus. Is this a mirror match? Someone play my deck? I think they might be, you know. Alright. Okay, I see how it is. You get your stuff. And the Evolutionary Leap to go find their combo pieces. Oh, please don't let this game desync. This is going to be so much fun. Come on. Natural connection. Okay. Well, we get to swing in for 2. And ramp since we didn't hit a land drop. And then we can Eyeless Watcher the turn after, gain a little bit of life. Pass the turn. Yeah, I think this is yep. A Knight of Procession. Oh my god, I'm gonna get comboed by my own deck. This is amazing. I love it. Alright. Passes. Let's go grab... Don't think it really matters. Let's grab a green sauce. We could Thought Not Seer. He's already played the Procession, so the most important card's out of his hand. I'm not sure what he's got, but it's probably a good idea that we find out. Especially before we go in for an attack as well, just in case. Alright, what you running, opponent? Yeah, it's me deck. Alright, Eyeless Watcher is a problem, so is Eldritch Evolution. I'm going to have to get rid of the Evolution though, because that does find him his Displacer. Eyeless Watcher is really easy to come by, so let's get that off the board. Swinging. So it's probably going to be a block and sack here with the Evolutionary Leap. Yep. Oromancer. Okay. Don't have any enchantments in the graveyard. No, they do not. Pass the turn. Benefaction of Ronus. Okay, I get some the Eyeless Watcher. They already have one. Or they can also grab the Green Warden as well. It's between the Watcher and the Green Warden. I'm guessing Green Warden since they've already got a Watcher. Yep. Alright. I think we might have to start using Displacer just so that we can eat their hand up before it becomes a problem for us. So if we go for an Eyeless Watcher, we generate the mana. We win from drawing our own Anointed Procession then. Because if we just Displace it, we don't do anything because we've got 2 mana left open unless we want a Vessel, but I don't think that really helps in the slightest. So I think it's going to be Eyeless Watcher into Displacer here. Getting a fair bit of life. Displacer. So our opponent's one piece off winning, we're one piece off winning. They're both equally hard to find, although if he sacks like with Evolutionary Leap, he can get his faster. So they are both rares, but there are ways to tutor Displacer, unlike 90 Procession, which is the one that we've got to find. Planar Outburst, yeah, that's fine. Opponent gets to draw a card. Evolving Wilds and passes. We knew they had that, but oh, that's just painful. Well, we'll play it now. We knew they had it, but we couldn't really play around it. We had to build our combo, and we couldn't do it in one turn, since our opponent could do theirs in one turn as well. You had to take the risk. Cracks the Revolving Wilds. So we could crack Vessel, find a Displacer, Benefaction, find the Watcher, and we'd be right back on track. Green Warden. What are they going for? Probably a Johnny, I guess? Yep, okay. That seems reasonable. If they were worried that we'd go off, maybe Planar Outburst, but no, that's a reasonable. Grapple grabs us anything back from the graveyard that we want. All of our combo pieces, essentially. We can Benefaction and Vessel here, so I think that's what we'll do. So we've got all three of our creatures in the graveyard we completely miss on the Benefaction. Well, we hit a cast out, I suppose, which we can use on the Anointed Procession. But that's going to have to wait until next turn. We'll Vessel. So we get to mill for the grapple, so if we find anything else that we might want, we can get that next turn. We are going to have to cast out their Procession, though, just to stop them comboing off. Eyeless Watcher. Yeah. Generate a ton of mana. Pass the turn. So Watcher into Displacer just wins for them, I'm pretty sure. They pay 4, they get 4 back. They play the Displacer, they've got the Scions left to go infinite, but they need something in order to kill us. So that could either be a Pious Evangel or a Walking Ballista. They just go with the Ajani instead. That's fair enough. Ticks up. Finds 2 From Beyonds and a cast out. They get all of them. And then they get to hit us for 5 down to 21. Alright. I think a land is fine here. So we're gonna Eyeless Watcher, generate 4 Scions, and we can cast out the Anointed Procession in response to the combo. I think that's fine. Alternatively, we just grapple with the past, essentially, which furthers our combo. Ticks up. Reclamation Sage. Oh no. Yep. That gets our Procession. Do we have... We don't have Green Warden or Oromancer in the graveyard just yet. Grapple. Still no Displacer. They could get an Evangel as their win con. Or even a Thought Not Seer. Yep. Now we're going to have to cast out in response, take their Procession off the board. But then they Reclamation Sage it back. But at least they don't hit our Procession with that. I think Grapple is the worst pick for us. Yeah. Because that was any of our combo pieces. Swing for 5? No? Just passing. Okay. Suppose they are one turn off of Ajani ultimating. Green Warden. Green Warden, get Displacer. That might just do it. Get Eldrazi Displacer. Yep. They're going to need to flicker Thought Knot here. Or have their own cast out. Elvish Visionary digging for the Displacer. They must be getting close now. They've only got 20 cards left in the deck. Ticks up. There's your Displacer. Yeah, that'll do it. Cast out on our Procession or on their own. Alright. Interesting. We don't have Rex Sage in the graveyard, do we? No. So we can't flicker Green Warden for that. Oh my god. I'm loving this game. Discards from beyond. We hit Elvish Visionary. So, anything in the graveyard. Tragic Arrogance. Doesn't really help all that much. Because their Ajani's going to ultimate, and there's not much we can do about that. I think we just need to Evangel, Displacer, and hope to draw into Reclamation Sage or the other Procession next turn. We could also Walking Ballista and then ping and ping so that our opponent's ultimate isn't actually that good. Maybe that's a good idea. We get to Elvish Visionary then as well, without sacking Scions. Let's Visionary first. Let's get some more information. Tragic Arrogance. So we get to keep both of our cast outs intact. They get to keep their Ajani but one single creature. We get to keep our Green Warden. Or our Eyeless Watcher. Yeah. I think we're going to have to strip the board apart. Right, keep Green Warden because we can get back any piece we want by flickering it with the Displacer. Keep our cast out. They keep Visionary. Evolutionary Leap getting back our Procession. Oh, maybe that was wrong. That was probably wrong. Damn it. So our opponent draws us a card off of their Thought Knot Seer. They also get to exile a card from their graveyard if they want to with Green Warden. Do they have a target for it? Cast out. Yeah, cast out for our Procession again, but they've lost their Green Warden. So we can flicker Tragic Arrogance again. Swinging at Ajani, so he has to block, or otherwise he doesn't ultimate it. But then he doesn't have a creature on board, so he's not swinging in next turn. Pass the turn. Land. Cast out for the Procession. Reclamation Sage. Get back their own Procession. Yeah. But now we can make them sack their Procession from a Tragic Arrogance if we don't just die next turn. Ajani. Minus is on our Green Warden. Yeah. This is a good play. He's a good play. There's no like value really to ultimate there. So they might as well get rid of our ability to get rid of their stuff. So let's see. We can Evangel Displacer, we can Displacer Benefaction. Benefaction finding us our other Anointed Procession or even our Reclamation Sage. If we hit that, we get our Procession back. Our opponent doesn't ultimate. Yeah, I think we'll Benefaction. Looking for Rex Sage. Miss entirely. Other than an Auramancer, which I suppose hits Cast Out. So we can go down that cycle again. Which is fair enough. Grab the Cast Out. Pass the turn. Planning on getting our Procession back. Westvale Abbey for opponent. Into Eyeless Watcher. They did tap down their Westvale Abbey, so they're not getting Ormondal this turn. Does he have haste? I think he has haste, right? Yep. And Eldrazi Displacer. They can make infinite Scions now. Doesn't mean they win. Should be noted, but they are going to go infinite. So we can still hit Tragic Arrogance to get out of this. Alright, so our opponent's got a lethal amount of Scions on the board. I was thinking actually during the combo they could have had a ballista in hand, and we did not draw into anything that could save us here. I just don't think Eldritch Evolution hits anything. It's worth having a look, I suppose. We can hit any creature in our deck, but I'm pretty sure we're just dead. Reclamation Sage does absolutely nothing. Displacer we already have. Visionary doesn't do anything anymore. Eyeless Watcher. It's going to be game. Let's just grab the Eyeless Watcher. And... yep. That'll do it. Let's play Pious Evangel. Pass the turn. We did. We did. Yeah, if we could have just drawn our Tragic Arrogance, we'd have been straight back out of it because we'd let him keep his Reclamation Sage. We'd get back our Anointed Procession. Opponent Ultimate Sarajani. We are absolutely dead without a doubt. Block, 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 dead. That was an awesome game though. Did enjoy the mirror match. We are down to minus 129. GG opponent. GG. Alright, well that's going to do it for today's episode. So if you did enjoy the content, then be sure to leave a like. It helps me out a great deal. Lets me know you're enjoying the series. As always, be sure to hit that little bell icon right next to the subscription button to be notified when I release new videos. And don't forget that next week is a subscriber deck series. So be sure to send me in all of your deck lists for the Armaket set release. Be interested to see what you've got, and it'll be a lot of fun playing them, so be sure to do that. And there'll also be a little update as well. I'll be Twitch streaming on the weekend, next weekend, so be sure to listen out for the update video on that, and also follow me on Twitch as well. It's Super Latman, just as normal. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.